Okay, once you've received your boat from us, coming from a factory, it will be heat wrapped in a shrink wrap paper or plastic. And the first thing you need to do is to get rid of this plastic. Now, very important is not to scratch your new boat. So we recommend you to use a pair of scissors with a blunt tip, and that will help you then to get rid of the plastic without damaging the boat. Push the scissors through the plastic just below the rail. Here you've got space. You can see I can put my fingers in there. There you've got enough space. And then move this along the edge of the boat all the way around. Very carefully not to touch the hull, just below the rail. If you keep on doing this, you won't scratch the boat, and you will actually realize that you've got just enough space underneath here where you can actually place the scissors. And by using a blunt tip, you won't scratch the boat. So you just do this and carry on doing this just below the rail all the way around the boat. Once you've unwrapped your boat, you're probably very curious to know what's inside the boat. And to do that, you'd have to open the hatch. Now the hatch is coming from the factory the first time, and even after that always. You have to open the hatch, you press down on the middle of the hatch and lift the side of it until half the hatch is released. This is very important because you don't want to lift the whole frame of the boat or put extra pressure on the frame. Once you've removed the hatch, you'll see there's a retainer line on it, and this is that you won't lose the hatch. It's very important for your safety, so that this line should always be attached to the hatch. And then the next thing you need to do is, the first time when you start using a hatch, it's very good to use some kind of silicone spray on the edges, and this process you can repeat once or twice a year. But to make it easy to get on and off, you will use some silicone spray. Now, if you're spraying silicone spray on a boat, on the hatch, you don't want to spray it on the deck. So you remove the hatch next to the boat, and then very carefully just spray on the edges of the hatch there. And then we finished, put it back, retainer line down into the hatch, and we just slip it on by pressing it down. Now, very nice to know, you see how much easier it is to get off to lift the hatch now. Down in the middle of the hatch, lift the side of the hatch and get it and lift the hatch. Now you will notice there's a little 2mm hole that we actually drill into this hatch. This is a part of the ventilation system for the inside of the boat. This is very important that this hole should be there. Otherwise, when the boat warms up on the land, you might get an overpressure and you might pop the boat. Now this is a safety thing as well, so make sure that you've got a little 2.5mm or 1mm hole on the inside of your hatch, and press this back down like that. So when you start unpacking your boat in this stowage space in front of your rowing position, you will find the painter for the boat. You probably find the padded seat that we'll get back to later on. And using a painter, you go to the front of the boat, and over here you've got a towing eye and for tying up. You can even lock your boat with a chain or cable, a wire lock through this hole in the front. This is ideally for towing the boat. It's on the right height from the water. So that's why we've got a painter as a good solution for that. Now that's tied up through the hole in the front there. And this, to keep it from falling off the deck of the boat, we made your life easy for you, and we made a bit of a clip right over here where you can actually push the line into. This will stop it from sliding into the water while you're rowing, and it's close at hand for you when you want to get rid of it or lift it up. Now it's very important to know this is not for tying up your boat. This is just a clip to hold the line, keep the line from slipping into the water. The rest of the line is, we normally just have it lying on a deck out of the way here. That's the nice thing about the flat and flush deck on the scull. It won't go anywhere, and this won't slip back into the water while you're rowing. On on the transom of the boat we've got a couple of holes, and you're probably quite curious what it's all about. The top hole is for tying up, that we'll show you quite in a minute. The next hole you will see, this is the one-way valve for the self-bailing system for the footwell, and the last hole that you will see here, that is the bung that will drain the rainwater from the boat when it's on land. When you're tying up the boat, you will use a painter, or this line. It's a very special line we've got with the boat, and this actually, you put it in from the outside. You have your whole line here, and you put it from the outside through the hole, pass it through the hole there, put it up here, and make a figure of 8 here, like that, on the inside of the hull. Now that will keep it from slipping out, and you have your line ready here. When you're not using this line, when it's out of use, you can just dump it down in a trench in front of the transom, out of the way. Quite handy, but that is for tying up, and for removing it again, just undo your knot and pull the line out.